Vengeance is a dish best served cold. You're probably pretty well familiar with that famous Klingon proverb. And when you see Quentin Tarantino's latest film, his eighth feature, The Hateful Eight, you will definitely agree that vengeance is a dish best served cold, and man, is it cold in post-Civil War Wyoming in the middle of a winter with a blizzard bearing down. And in Tarantino's latest film, a pair of bounty hunters are trying to outrun this blizzard and find shelter at Minnie's haberdashery. And while there, they find that they're in company of strangers, as there are already other people there seeking refuge at Minnie's haberdashery. Now, what they do not know is that amongst these people, someone is harboring a secret that could prove pretty deadly for everyone. And that's just about all I am willing to go into in describing the story of Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight is a Western, and it's a well-told and highly engaging mystery as well. It's almost like an Agatha Christie pulp Western adventure. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it an adventure, but it's definitely like very engaging and has plenty of thought-provoking and great dialogue from Tarantino, who also wrote the screenplay. Now, why do I want to avoid talking about the story? There's just too many details in this film that risking even mentioning any little plot point could end up causing the wheels in your mind to start turning, and you might end up coming across something you probably didn't want to know about until you see the movie. Hell, maybe even that might not even happen to you. I don't know. But Hateful Eight is a really enjoyable film. It features performances by Jennifer Jason Leigh, Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, Walton Goggins, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern, and Damian Bashir. And the way the film unfolds is it is shot in Ultra Panavision 70mm. Now, for those uninitiated, Ultra Panavision 70mm is the widest possible aspect ratio you can get on the theater screen. Think Ben-Hur and the chariot race sequence in the widest possible aspect ratio. And that's how Tarantino and his cinematographer, Robert Richardson, decided to film it this way. And the vistas that they shoot in the exterior are beautiful, to say the least. It's something you probably wouldn't appreciate just on a standard DCP, which I imagine is going to look great anyway. But in 70mm, it's like you can just step right in there. And because of the wide aspect ratio, the rest of the movie is interiors. And it takes place in Minnie's haberdashery, which is essentially a cabin, a one-room cabin. So what ends up happening is that the way Hateful Eight plays out is almost like you're watching a stage play, where I'm in the foreground right now, and say I'm talking to Major Marquise Warren, who'd be Samuel L. Jackson, and then right behind me, say where Uma Thurman is actually Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, and right over there where Bruce Willis is, that's where Tim Roth is right now. And you would see those characters in the background over there, and you can see what they're doing. And you totally get the feel that they're all together in this room, in this universe. And it's not really a film, but it's just all unfolding like a real-time stage play. And as I mentioned, it's very much like a Agatha Christie, felt like 10 Little Indians meets Carpenter's The Thing. And you don't know who to trust and who is what. And it's fascinating and interesting and sometimes surprising just to see how things unfold in this film. Now, the version I had the opportunity to see is the Hateful Eight 70mm Roadshow version. What makes the Roadshow version distinct is that the film opens with an overture with Ennio Morricone's score, who created new themes for this movie. And utilizes his themes from other films that he composed for, which is also a thing that Tarantino loves to do. And a lot of the themes that he pulls are great themes and work perfectly well with the new scenes in this film. And the film begins with an overture, and the film has an intermission. A lot of has been made about this intermission, where it seems like kind of odd where it was put, but the ultimate effect is that because you have a break, you can really contemplate and talk about what exactly you just saw prior, before the film picks up again later, and then you're taken into the third act and see how everything unfolds. So it's actually an interesting benefit to have this intermission. Now, when the wide release for DCP version comes out on January 1st, it's not going to have the intermission or the overture. So, and there's going to be a few scenes that are either not in the wide theatrical version or shortened for the theatrical version. So I haven't had the opportunity to see that version yet, but I will, of course, see it when I can. But the 70mm Roadshow version, if it is playing near you when it opens on Christmas Day, I highly recommend seeing this version of the film, because this is the way Tarantino wanted it to be seen in 70mm, and believe me, seeing it in 70mm is a fantastic experience. I had the opportunity to see David Lean's Dr. Zhivago one time, and it ended up being screening at a DCP. And then not long later, it actually ended up screening again, but at a different theater in 70mm. And for me, it was like night and day. The 70mm looked more impressive than the DCP. I love the film, but it looked better on film. So I know I didn't give much detail on this story, which was, again, written by Tarantino. And there was a big hoopla about the fact that this movie almost got derailed because the script was leaked. And Tarantino didn't want to do it, but thankfully he changed his mind and did pursue it, and made the Hateful Eight as we see it today. So, in the grand scheme of things of all of Tarantino's works, I will put this in the middle. I would give Hateful Eight an 8.5 out of 10. I mentioned in my Kill Bill, the Whole Bloody Affair Throwback Thursday review, that Kill Bill kind of like tainted my ability to enjoy further Tarantino films afterwards, because for me, it's after Kill Bill, everything is downhill, and which is why I said I was kind of disappointed in Inglourious Basterds, and I didn't get back into really get back into Tarantino until Django Unchained, and Hateful Eight is somewhere in between for me. Is somewhere in between those two films. Is between Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained, and of course Kill Bill still being my top film of his. So, have you heard about the Hateful Eight? Are you a Tarantino fan? Are you looking forward to the Hateful Eight? And which version do you plan on seeing? Please comment below and let me know. And if you've had the opportunity to see both versions of the Roadshow and the theatrical, I would like to hear the differences. So again, comment about that below. If you like this review, please hit that like button. And if you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you. And if you haven't, please do, so you can stay on top of my reviews as they come in. So until next time, happy trails.